Jimmy, we're here at Morpeth Marketplace this morning. It's usually the Farmers Market. Officially it's been called off, but you're here, little wise lads.
We always tend to come if we can. We've got lots of good customers, had lots of orders today as well, which I had to bring down. It's our last market of this season, and so we just had to come down to say thank you to everybody and bring the meat orders down. I've had a few customers already come as well, which is great.
So tell us what it's been like this past week with the weather up at East Wingates.
It's because of all the wind that's been the real problem. You know, we haven't, we've had a foot of snow, which we've had before in years, but we're used to it out on the farms and what have you. But it's the wind that's caused the problem this time. It's blown the drifts right in. We've had drifts at home of 5-6 foot high drifts. But the lads with the tractors, the farmers come out and push the snow away with the tractors, and we got through. It blew in a bit last night, but I came through a little 2-foot drift on the way here, but we had to get down to the market. But one thing you've got to remember as well, remember all the farmers in the summer when they have leading all the corn back and stuff in the tractors, those bloody farmers on the road. Well, remember now, the farmers have been there today helping you pull you out and dig the snow out and what have you. Try and remember that, please, if you can.
So how many sheep have you got?
Well, we've got 400 sheep at home, but a lot of them, I'm lucky it hasn't come too badly. If it had come another fortnight later, it would have been worse because the ewes are heavily pregnant there now, and then you've got to they're feeding them and concentrating them. The biggest trouble is actually getting the concentrates on the ground from the troughs because of snow. You've got to sort of drive up with your motorbike to make a trough in the snow to feed them because they need the protein this time of year. But we don't start until April, about the 4th of April, and so we've got a bit of time yet. As long as they get plenty fodder, plenty haylage into them, and they get it, as long as the bellies are full with that, they're okay this time of year.
So they're all out, are they?
Oh yes, mine are all out. Yes, they are at the minute. A lot of farmers do bring them in. There is farmers at Slamming that are my neighbours there now that are lambing, and they are starting to lamb, and they've got to keep them inside. But the snow doesn't affect them that much unless they get buried. A lot of the worst thing is if it's when it's wet, because hypothermia kills more lambs than anything else. The snow's quite dry. Okay, it's cold, but it's quite dry for them. Put the little mats on top of them, little plastic mats on them. As long as you keep them sort of dry that way and keep the bellies full, they can survive quite a bit.
Yeah, so I take it you're hoping that when lambing comes on that the weather will be a bit more kind.
Well, that's exactly it. It's always a thing we can't control. At lambing time you've got to be prepared. Lots of individual pens to put them in. I'm sort of downsizing a bit there now, so I haven't got quite as many to do this year, which I'm quite pleased about. Still keeping the butchery going, but I'm sort of downsizing on the sheep as I'm getting a bit older there now. So.
Now your family's been farming in Northumberland for something like 400 years.
Oh yeah, with my boy's called John. He doesn't want to be a farmer, he's a joiner. And his namesake, John Bell, was buried in Hartburn in 1630. So we've always been farmers, we've never done anything else. And so it's yeah. So
the family will have seen a lot of winters worse than this.
Oh crikey, yes. My brother, I was 17 when my brother was born, and that was 1979. And I always remember that. He was born, and it was the 21st of March. And he was born in a snowstorm, and we had the East Road at Longhorsley was blocked, and we had to dig it out with a tractor to get mum to the hospital. I remember that, and then my sister got married about 8 years ago, and a relation was out in Dubai, and it was at Linden Hall, and the wedding was in October, and Linden Hall was on the national news with Sky News, and they were cleaning the car parks out, and with all the guests came in tractors to Linden for the party afterwards and what have you. Yeah, it was quite a. We just get used to it, we get used to it. You just got to be prepared for it. We've got 2 deep freezers full of stuff. People don't get prepared for it now. Kirsty came from Sweden, which is even higher out. We call the heather bread out on the Wannies across there, and you can get blocked in there for 2 or 3 months if you want. You can, so you need plenty of stuff in the house. Be prepared.
So the people that are having the lamb for the Sunday dinner tomorrow, they haven't got a bit of a clue about how much has gone into getting it there then.
Well, exactly, yeah, but it's got to be done, isn't it? We have breed the stock and keep everything fed and yeah, it's tradition really. It's a way of life. That's what we do it for, Really, just got to get on and do it.